Hello and welcome to another 4-Minute Muppet Madness, your daily roundup of all the latest and greatest news around United for the day, what's worth listening to, what's not, and some context in between. So let's get right into it as we have not a quiet day, but not a particularly loud day for United as well, which deserves some explanation. First and foremost, we have Darmish Seth saying that PSG are interested in Manchester United forward Jadon Sancho. Now, we got news on this last week that they were interested in him. No formal approach yet, but they have explored the conditions. Juventus, Dortmund, and an unnamed Premier League club also keen. I believe it's Tottenham or Chelsea in there. Sancho is expected to fly to the USA for United's preseason tour. So essentially, the story here, of course, as we know, is that PSG are interested in and looking at him. United, however, would certainly at this point ask for a fairly significant fee. They're also looking for Ugarte, and that leads us to this story, which is from a very good source in France, and that's the reason that we are covering it, even though it is not, let me see if I can translate it in English while we are on here. Ugarte is at the top of Manchester United's list. It's sort of an interesting one because it continues to kind of resolve that United are interested, but it has not yet pressed forward as of now. He is also on vacation for a bit, and that's fine. We also have the story from Rob Dawson at ESPN that United are encouraging offers for a number of players, and good article worth reading. I think this is the key line. Specifically want to move on players who have 1 year left. We've talked about this a bit. Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, Christian Eriksen, they'd be open to offers for them. And we will talk more about Wan-Bissaka in a moment, as there are some interesting things today. In the midfield as well, given that the Ugarte thing, while of interest, has not yet moved along as quickly or as much as we have liked it to, at the moment, it here from DiMarzio mentions that Manchester United are also interested in Fofana, as a deal is not yet done with Milan, and they're looking at other options, but is also naming the price at 35 million euros now, which seems to be higher than it was mentioned before. That being said, another potential option for United in the midfield. And at this point in time, as you can kind of grasp from all the articles, United are exploring sales, and they need to sell in order to bring more players in. Then we have this article from James Ducker, and there was a few others that the push ahead with the redundancies of 250 staff is essentially happening. And my understanding is there are those around the first team, in the medical area, MUTV, and others. So not just administrative staff you may not know about, but across kind of all departments and some who are very involved in the first team. So more changes to come there, and this just a part of the planned cuts that we've heard about before. And then finally, I want to mention this, and there's some stories kind of backing this up as well. I did a video this morning live. I definitely recommend watching it, of course. But a couple of key points in there. United are interested in Mazraoui. There's a bit of a tangle with West Ham because West Ham are interested in him too, as well as Wan-Bissaka, as well as Kyle Walker-Peters. And potentially, if we can have them buy Wan-Bissaka, we'd be very interested in making a deal for Mazraoui, who could replace him, and they could both go 18 million to West Ham, 18 million for Mazraoui. Could be a deal there. A lot of stuff ongoing at the moment. United sell to buy. The right back situation seems the closest in terms of interest in West Ham have in Wan-Bissaka in terms of moving. The Sancho deal obviously could be tied to getting a better price on Ugarte, but maybe it would be a loan both ways. There's a lot of permutations that could happen there. Otherwise, United do need to sell in order to buy, but they're also exploring a lot of options in the midfield, as they really, really want to make sure that they can get something done this summer in there, and the funds are a bit limited. But definitely watch this because we kind of go over that. There's news on Ahmad, Bruno, and a few other things in there. So that's what I have for today's 4-minute roundup. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications on. I'll see you in the next one.